My songwriting process is different with each song, and I've really never been able to like sit down with a notepad and a pen and it happen. I mean, I try to put myself in the right position, work with different artists, collaborate with friends, but it always happens a little bit differently, whether it's a word or a phrase or a title, or it starts with the guitar or it starts with the piano. I mean, it's always different, but I mean, I can be driving in the car and I have to leave myself a voice message, or make myself a note, or sing into the phone. I mean, it's I look pretty stupid when I'm kind of getting inspired, but honestly, it just kind of feels like a lot of time it just kind of comes out of nowhere. It's quite the opposite. I try to be overly honest, and even at a time like, one of the first ex-girlfriend songs that I wrote was called Jessica. You can't really get more honest than that. I mean, her name was Jessica. So it's like, I find whenever I try to be poetic and vague, it doesn't really work. And when I'm the most vulnerable and the most literal, as hard as that is, that really is the best kind of song to write. But I feel like the new album is really transitioning. It's still relationship driven, but it's definitely not ex-girlfriend driven. And I'm in a place now where I'm happy, I'm in a good relationship. You can still write about the past and still write about feelings in a different way. But there's a lot more, positive songs in this album, and I think there's a lot more, just a different perspective with this one I think people will pick up on. I would say every single song that I've ever written is about my life and my reality and things that I've seen and experienced. But there's a couple songs on the new album, one in particular that's called Graceland, that I was inspired by this story that I heard about this couple that was driving to Graceland, to the actual Elvis Graceland place. And it was this moment this friend of mine told me, kind of came in and he had this story about these friends, and they didn't know if their relationship was going to make it to Graceland. And I just said, well, that's an amazing idea for a song. We've all been in those moments where you're hanging by a thread. And so that was kind of a big weight off my shoulders to write about something that I didn't experience, but I still connected with it, and I still could relate my own life to it and write a song about it. I got to open for a lot of my musical heroes, when I started. I remember being 16 years old and getting my driver's license and then putting the Counting Crows CD in my car. That was the first song that I played. But, bands like Better Than Ezra, Counting Crows, Wallflowers, Dave Matthews, they really took me under their wing. And I watched their show every single night and just soaked up as much as I could. So it was, definitely, that was an experience. There was a 3 or 4 year stretch there where I did not come off the road, and it was just, I got to tour with these great acts, and I really soaked it up. And I feel like I'm in a position now to where, I'm finally kind of figuring out who I am. So it's exciting.